Hi, my name is Eric, and this is part 8 of me documenting my journey to financial freedom. Today's video is about vending machines. Why are they a good investment, and what is my personal experience in the business so far? Because I see a lot of people getting into this industry or inquiring about it. Recently have been getting a lot of DMs and just people reaching out, and just the industry as a whole is becoming more and more popular, which is awesome. Because I feel like everyone is entitled to building a stream of income for themselves that is substantial in whatever degree they found, enough. So basically, for us, vending machines was a route that we wanted to take to supplement our full-time income, get a little bit more financial cushion, and build a little bit more security in terms of like our growth long term, and being able to not be so stressed about what we could or couldn't do because of what our financial situation looked like. So, ultimately, when we got into this, we didn't know the first thing about vending machines and what good locations were and what have you. But by far, the biggest lesson that we've learned is locations are the only priority that you should really have in terms of scaling this business. That is 95% of what makes you successful here. And then, there's like inventory management and just like strategic planning about how to expand your routes or maximize revenues. However, if you don't have a good location, all of that goes out the window, because you could have the best machines ever built and you put them in a crap location, you're making $100 a month. So when you put them in a good location, you could 10x and beyond your ideal revenues just on that reason alone. And then the other part that's really nice is it is such a low capital intensive business. I've done FBA by Amazon, or Amazon FBA, whatever you want to call it. I've done drop shipping, Facebook advertising, sales. I've done real estate, Airbnb. All of the cliche like niche businesses that you've heard about, I've dipped my toes in. I have experience. I own some properties. And let me tell you, the vending machine business beats all of those by a mile in terms of cash on cash return, at least from my experience. Yes, you can get some properties for low or no money down. You do the burst strategy, refinance, and pull your money out, and blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. Like, awesome. But from the simple standpoint of, I'm going to put $3,000 into a machine, and I'm going to get $1,000 a month back. Absolutely. Or I'm going to finance this machine for $120 a month and make $1,000 a month and do that 10 times. That's pretty cool. Versus real estate, where, obviously everyone's situation is different, but property taxes go up. Your cash flow gets cut by a couple $100. That happened to us. We were making $600 to $700 a month in cash flow. Property taxes went up pretty substantially, and we lost $300 in cash flow. So that sucked. And, it's whatever, like we'll hold on to it, but that doesn't happen in vending. Yes, you'll have repairs, you'll have standard expenses that you'll have to incur throughout this business, but that's the cost of doing business, baby. There's those types of expenses that are to be expected. So as far as a cash on cash return, like, or seeing very consistently, at a minimum, like 20%. And typically exceeding that much more. So, we'll put in, for most of our locations, we'll probably put in like $5,000, and we're looking at, making $1,000 a month over the course of a year. We're looking at, $12,000 in terms of annual revenue, and 50% of that is typically net margin. So within the first year, we're getting our money back, and then that's a rinse and repeat. And that's one business or one asset, because that's really how you scale, is you continue to expand your assets and grow this. So that's one part. The other part is, like, in terms of, for us, we're big on credit cards and travel hacking and maximizing credit card points, all that fun stuff. So we put our expenses through our business card, and we get points, travel rewards, and you name it. So that all comes together as well. So come time to take a trip somewhere, whether it's international or domestic, that is covered through the business expenses because we can transfer them over. We use Chase, and we're able to get a 25% boost through the points that we get. So you get 1.5%, not to get nerdy on you guys, but 1.5% at the time of purchase, transferred over to 1.25 or 25% increase from that. So it's like 1.875 percentage of the total value of the purchase itself. So they spend $1,000, you get 18, like $20 from that, and you just that's a repeat purchase. So anyway, all things considered, the vending industry has been a game changer for us, and it is very simple, a lot less risky than a lot of other industries. Personally, for me, I'm not super interested in ATMs and those types of businesses because yes, you could have runners and you could have people that stock the machines for you, but at the same time, I don't want to carry $6,000 in cash to the ATM with me. And if I get like quote unquote robbed for a vending machine, it's like, what are you going to take, a Coca-Cola and a Snickers bar? Like, come on, man. Like, I just, I think it's a good idea if you ever walking around going to like service your route, and for one of my routes, it's in downtown, and I'll just like, if I'm passing in or walking into the location, I'll give someone a snack because I'm like the leprechaun. If they catch me, I give you snacks. It's my business. I do what I want. So whatever. I feel like good karma comes around. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's a very attractive business for a lot of reasons if you're in the right location. And if you do it the right way, you put the right products in with the right margins. Like, for example, Pop-Tarts, I get them for $1, I sell them for $1.50, like 75% margin. It's insane when all costs are associated. I see what products are selling, what to bring next time, and the overhead is extremely low. Like, my biggest bottleneck is just time to go stock, and if I outsource that to someone that can stock it for me, I have removed myself from the biggest obstacle within the business, which allows for the biggest leverage of time, which really, at this point, how you scale this business as a whole is you pay attention to how much time you're spending on it, not in it, right? So how can I get more out of this business, whether it's adding more machines to my best locations or removing my machines from the worst locations and only putting them at the best ones. It's really fun because if you put a machine at a location, it's not like it's there permanently. You can move it to somewhere else, and that's how you can substantially increase your income. And since we've moved a couple machines around, we've increased our gross revenue at a minimum of like $500 a month, and it adds up over time. And we're just getting started in this. It's really just a learning phase at this point. It's always a learning phase, but yeah, that's everything in a nutshell for now. I mean, there's a lot of other things that I could touch on, but I just wanted to make this video, just give you guys some insight. Maybe this is the validation that you're looking for to get started in the vending machine business. Maybe you've been in it for some time and you've just been looking for maybe one other person that's saying yeah, it's a good idea. Of course, there's naysayers and people that say like, oh, this is not a good business, but there's people like that for everything. So whatever. Ultimately, it's hard to find something that you can put $3,000 into, maybe 5K, but you could finance these, by the way. But $5,000 into, and you're making $750, $800, $1,000 a month, assuming it's the right location, which again is the biggest thing here. But it's hard to find that. I mean, there's people that do very well in this industry. So nonetheless, if you enjoyed this in any way, engage with this. It would mean the world to me. Share it with someone that might see value in it. But I appreciate it, and talk to you next time.